Hey everyone, and today we are going to be doing a video about the Dominuses. There is a lot of Dominuses, and today we're going to be showing the story of each and every Dominus, and we will be not counting the DIY Dominuses since that does not count as the Dominus series. So let's get right into it. So first off, we have the Dominus Emprius. So this hat was released on January 24, 2010, and it was sold for 13,337 Robux with 26 copies. So basically that means 26 people were able to buy this for 13,000 Robux. Now, 13,000 Robux today isn't that much, and it might be a little bit to you guys, but honestly, 13,000 Robux for a Dominus sounds crazy today. But back then in 2010, 13,000 Robux was worth a lot more. Worth probably around 500,000 today. And this Dominus happened for 26 copies, and it actually took a few hours for it to sell out. First, because of the big price, and second, because it wasn't leaked, because they had no leaks back then in 2010. So they did not really expect this, so no one was really preparing for it. So next up is the Dominus Infernus. So this is the red one, and it was released on July 20, 2010. Same thing, 26,000 Robux though, so it was kind of like double basically, and it had the same stock of 26 copies. So it was the second hat in the Dominus series, and today only 18 copies exist, and this is actually the second most expensive one, behind the Emprius, of course, which is the most valuable Dominus out there. Also, guys, make sure to stay up to the end because I will be saying a fun fact about the Dominus Emprius that you guys might want to know. So next up we have the Dominus Frigidus, and this is actually my favorite one. This is the blue one. So this actually came out March 24, 2011, and it was purchasable, I guess, for 39,000 Robux, and it had a stock of 26 copies like the other ones. It was actually designed by a user that was named Sethy Cakes because his wish for the Make-A-Wish Foundation was to release a Dominus, and he actually got it. So today only 16 copies of Dominus Frigidus are here. Next up is the Dominus Mesor. So this was released on October 25, 2011. And it actually came out of a gift, so this was the first Dominus out of the whole series to come out of a gift. And 241 people bought this item for 31,000 Robux. So this was actually in 2011, so 31,000 Robux wasn't as much as it was back then. So more people, they were able to buy this. So yeah, and obviously it was a gift, so it was actually a lot more available to people. So 241 people got it, and it was the fourth item in the Dominus series, and only 184 copies exist today. Next up is the Dominus Vespertilio. So this came out on October 26, 2012. So basically a year after the Mesor was the Vespertilio, and this also came out of a gift, the gift of Sinister Ascension, and it was purchased by 526 users for 31,000 Robux because a year later, more people had Robux, so 526 people got this. Went limited on October 16, 2016. It is the fifth Dominus in the Dominus series, and as of October 28, 2018, so about a year ago, only 392 copies exist. Next up is the Dominus Aureus. So this is the golden Dominus, not the gold Dominus like the Venari, but it is a gold Dominus, and this one is probably one of the most interesting stories. So this came out on December 18, 2013, so just before the holidays this actually came out, and it was purchasable for 50,000 Robux. But the catch here is that any developer who uses DevX, so any of the users that use DevX, actually receive this item. And if you don't know what DevX is, basically you can turn your Robux into money or United States dollars. And there's a whole conversion rate, so if you don't know it, then you can Google it. But basically you had to DevX, or you could buy this for 50,000 Robux. Next up is the Dominus Astra. And this one was a bit more recent, so about 4 years ago. And it came out June 24, 2014. And this was actually quite expensive at the time, but it was still obviously worth it because it's a Dominus. So you could buy it for 75,000 Robux. It had a stock of 26 copies, like the original 3. And not that many people bought it, so probably around, 26. And then only 18 copies exist today. So obviously it's a lot less because, well, it was only 26 copies. So this one definitely did happen fast, and I think this was actually leaked. Alright guys, next up is the Dominus Rex. Now this one is even more recent, so about 3.5 years ago. And basically, guys, this came out May 21st, 2015. And you were able to buy this for 75,000 Robux. And it was only out for 1 hour. So in 1 hour, 219 people spent 75,000 Robux. And they got this. And I actually saw a video from NixterV. He actually bought this. And it was a pretty cool video. So if you want to go check it out, just type in NixterV Dominus Rex. And only 190 copies exist today. So that's pretty cool. Next up is the Dominus Praefectus. Okay, so this is a very interesting item, to say the least, because, well, basically, so this came out on October 22, 2016, so not that long ago, about 2.5 years ago, actually, and, it came out of a gift. Now, the thing was that a lot of people were very scared to buy this item because it was out of a gift, right? Now, it was actually quite cheap at the time. For 31k for a Dominus was a really good idea for anyone that had that much Robux. And therefore, 1,244 people actually bought this Dominus, which makes the Dominus Praefectus the most common Dominus. Kind of crazy because 1,000 people is not a lot out of the 1 billion that have Roblox, but yeah, so 1,244 users for that. Next up is the 3 that are kind of special Dominuses. Basically, you aren't able to buy these Dominuses no matter how much Robux you have. You are not able to get the Dominus Pitisum, or whatever I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. The Venari, and the Claves. So let's talk about this first. Alright. So, this came out on March 15, 2016. And if you guys are new players and you don't know what tickets were, it was basically another currency for Roblox. So there was Robux and tickets, and basically about 20 tickets equaled 1 Robux back then, and that was basically the rate there. And you can actually turn in tickets to Robux or Robux to tickets. And this Dominus costed 5 million tickets. So that was actually a lot of Robux, but it was 5 million tickets. And 39 people bought this, which is kind of small because this item was out for like a month. So yeah, 39 people bought this for 5 million tickets. And that was for the event that was just below when the tickets, of course, left. So that's kind of the sad thing. But yeah, that's the story of the Dominus ticket, I guess you can call it that. Okay, next up we have the 2 for the events. And so first off we have the Dominus Venari. This is the rarest Dominus. And it is unobtainable right now. So the only user who has this is Roku. So Roku owns this Dominus, and it came out on April 4th, 2018, and whoever won the Ready Player One event, which basically you had to get 3 keys in 3 games, and then there was an obby, and the first person who got the obby finished received this Dominus. And of course, Dominuses are like, everybody loves those things. So you could already see the competition was getting really high, right? So basically, Roku was the person who got this. Now, the thing about Roku is that basically the obby kind of glitched and he wasn't the first person. So a lot of people were mad at him, and I honestly don't think he deserved it because he got a lot of death threats and stuff. So rest in peace to Roku, but he's an awesome person, and I actually met him in a game once. He's a pretty nice person. So next up we have the Dominus Claves. Now, I don't actually know how many people own the Dominus Claves, but yeah, it says actually right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, 8 people. The 8 people have this item, and it's basically the same exact thing as this, but instead of yellow, it's silver. And yeah, 8 people got it, and it came out like 12 days after the Venari, so about 2 weeks almost, on April 16, 2018. And this was actually rewarded to the developers of the games that were featured in the event. So, you know, the owners of Jailbreak, the owners of Phantom Forces, and the owners of a certain game that I forgot now. But yeah, basically 3 developers, well, not 3 developers, but 3 developer groups got this item. So that was like the most recent Dominus, basically the Claves. And yeah, so that is all of the Dominuses, guys. And now we're going to say a fun fact about the Dominus Emprius. So the first Dominus, of course. So the fun fact is that you might have already seen this, but this Dominus was originally known as the Hooded Valkyrie. And the Hooded Valkyrie, well, it kind of sounds like a Valkyrie helm, yeah. So that's the fun fact. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the story of the Dominuses. All of the Dominuses. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, that's gonna be it. Peace!